Hi, we're podiatrists from East Coast Podiatry. I'm Michael.
I'm Ari. I've been a podiatrist for the past 17 years.
And I've been practicing for the last 5 years. Today we're here to answer some Q&A questions that you guys have sent over. What's your favorite way to start your day on the right foot?
I start the day with calf stretches.
That's probably the number one. I have a calf stretch board in my toilet, so whenever I brush my teeth, then I'll just stand on it for about 1 to 2 minutes just to get my legs warmed up for the day.
In the toilet, too much information.
Or one of those spiky ball. I like to just roll a spiky ball under my foot, so sometimes you don't get heel pain. People out there that are suffering with heel pain or foot pain, it can help to loosen up the muscles in your feet.
If you could write a book about your experiences as a podiatrist, what would the title be and why?
Why? Oh, interesting question.
Probably I'll just write A Journey of Ari.
Something to do about diabetes. Working in the hospital, we do come across some pretty bad cases of amputations and things like that about diabetes. So probably just a list of horror stories and bad experiences working in the hospital.
Oh,
that'd be quite
okay.
fun, I think. Can you share a memorable or funny story from your time as a podiatrist? Ties back to the last question about the horror story.
Is it funny, not horror?
It's quite funny because it was my first week working in the hospital. I was brought into the emergency room as a student. I was following my supervisor. I walked into the room. I remember smelling the worst sort of...
Well, this is not funny.
Yeah, like a rotten egg smell. I walked in, I think I almost passed out, but luckily I had a friend, he sort of supported me from me fainting on my first day. So that was quite memorable for sure.
What's the most surprising thing you've learned about patient care over the years?
Some patients will lie to you. A lot of them will lie to you and tell them they're doing what they've been told, but they've not been diligent and in their exercises or the treatment plan that we've given them. So something I always have to keep in mind and be quite strict with patients.
I mean, this may not come as a surprise, but if your family is your patient, oof, it's the hardest. They want to listen to you. I mean, I'm a podiatrist. You have a bunion pain, mom. Like, listen to me. You sent me all the way to UK for all of these courses, and you know she never listened.
Yeah, no, family.
She still wear like a bad footwear.
All right. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice about foot care, what would it be? Ooh, this is a good one.
My young self. I'm still doing it.
For me, I will definitely tell my younger self to stop wearing slippers as much as I used to, and also start wearing good shoes early on as well. So I have quite a pretty bad flat foot deformity on both my feet. As an adult, it's quite hard to try and fix it and get a neutral arch. When I was younger, if I wore better shoes and better sandals, then it would be a lot better for my feet.
Well, I've been wearing insoles since I was young, so
that's
no regret.
That's another thing. I'd probably start wearing insoles early on in life. Yeah,
never too late. Never too late.
What inspired you to become a podiatrist? This is a very good question. I think we get asked about this on a daily by our patients.
And I always freak them out, just saying like, oh, it's a dream come true. I was just being practical. I think that time there was only 1 or 2 podiatrists, and then I just thought like, okay.
What did you study again? Australia or the?
No, UK, Cardiff.
UK.
Yeah, I got the scholarship, and then they said, okay, well, choose a course that you want to study. So I just thought like, oh, that time podiatrist, there's only 2, and I thought like, ooh, once I graduate, I'm sure I'm gonna have a job. So podiatry it is. Is it your dream come true?
I honestly didn't know what podiatry was until I was about 18, 19. So I was at university. I was studying to become an engineer actually. So I did engineering for 1-2 years, which I hated. I didn't like what I was studying. So I was looking at other courses to study. And then that's when I came across podiatry. I was trying to get into the medical field. So I applied to all sorts of courses, dentistry, podiatry. And one interesting note, teeth smells worse than feet. So that's one of the reasons I chose podiatry over dentistry. There's no like awe-inspiring stories about why I wanted to. I just came across it coincidentally. I liked it and I've been doing it ever since.
If we go back, like, you know, like would I actually want to go be a podiatrist again?
Yeah,
like,
I would do it again.
Yeah, I would do it again. What's the craziest or most creative way someone has tried to fix their foot problem before coming to see you?
Ooh. So a lot of people have this misconception about bunion that they can just fix it by pulling the toe back a little bit, which doesn't fix it, by the way. So yeah, those bunion splints that people can buy online usually, they've been wearing it for years. Actually, can be quite painful.
I think it's
also.
just most common, not craziest.
Wart treatments also, a lot of our patients have wart infection. They try cutting it out. They'll try all sorts of things by burning it, putting acid on it.
Of course, they just want to do like rice, yeah? Rest, ice, compression, elevation. Did they fix it? No. That's why they have to come to see us next.
So that comes the end of our Q&A session. If you guys like the video and you want to see more of us, please leave a comment and follow us.
On social media.
Yep.
Till then, bye.
We'll see you next time.